New day, new self-improvement video. You consume so much content when you eat, go to the bathroom, when you have some time over, and when you don't watch those videos, you read a book or talk to people about the very same subject, about improving your life. But you notice something, that the impact that this content once made on you is no longer there. And that for each video it feels as though you're just numbing yourself, that you're barely getting anything out of it. And you know it isn't the guy's fault, because you've been watching him for over a year and he's still giving so good advice. Because that's the thing, you read your books, you watch your videos, and you know that this is great stuff. If I apply this, if I download this data set, my life will inevitably get better. It is that part of actually taking out the good stuff and bring it into your life that is no longer there. You've lost that ability. I call this that you're numbing yourself with self-improvement content. You're simply consuming too much of it. Every single day. New pages read in a book, new videos. And it's the only thing you talk about with your friends and family. What once was this exciting thing that you found, wow, I can improve my life and I can get the stuff that I want. I can get the looks, the money, the status if I do all of these things. And look at all these books I can read. What an opportunity I have to take all this information that exists, just binge watch it and then apply it to my life. Because hey, when you first found this type of content, it was an eye-opener for you. You started to see the world with a new pair of glasses. It was no longer this dull world of just going the convenient route and ending up in a position that you felt that you didn't want to end up in. A life that you hadn't been able to choose yourself. A life that society itself had pre-selected for you. You start to realize that, hey, I can be the creator of my own world. And with that came lots of excitement. But now, 1 year later, things are different. When I started to look at all this content, I was overwhelmed. There was so much to take in, so much to learn, and I felt so motivated to do that. About 1.5 years later, right now, it is very different. I've been watching this content every single day since then. And so nothing's really that mind-blowing anymore. I thought of that when I read a book this very morning, that I'm reading Psycho-Cybernetics right now, a great book. The book briefly mentioned that if we visualize practicing for basketball, like shooting into the hoop, that's actually going to improve our ability to play basketball in real life. And hey, 1 year ago that would have been like insane. I wouldn't be able to understand that. But now it's kind of like, yeah, makes sense. It's kind of like an overexposure to this. I've kind of made videos on this topic, the self-improvement trap and the self-improvement curse. Those two I'm going into what happens when you really dig into this subject and make it your life. And to build off that, to add another dimension, it is kind of the more you watch, the more numb you become, the less it impacts you. Because if you only watch one video and you watch a video on how to improve your mental health, or you watch a video how to gain the looks that you want, that's gonna be revolutionary to you. You're gonna obsess over that, and when you go to bed in the evening, that's the only thing that's gonna occupy your mind. Because that's how it was for me and probably all of us who started with this on this journey. That once we found it, it was the only thing that we had in our minds, and it still kind of is, but not in the same way. I've actually experienced this thing several times before. So I used to be huge into different sports, following teams and such. Not as much any longer, but it started out in a similar way that I got so excited. So I remember when I started watching the Premier League, I was so invested. I looked at so many different articles and read stuff online. it was the best thing in life. And the same thing a few years later when I got into the NHL. Same thing there, going through all the players, the league, everything, and just wow, it was incredible. Now, as time has passed, it's different. It's just a thing. It's not this huge excitement that it used to be. And those things, they're still fun, but I don't care as much. The excitement that I used to have is simply not there anymore. And that's what happens with this self-improvement too. And of course, that's not good, because we need to stick to this journey. The difference here is that while following these sports leagues was just a leisure thing, self-improvement is a lifestyle. It is something that will improve our lives, and it's very much needed. Like I said in the self-improvement course video, once we get into this, it's very hard, if not impossible, to get out of it, because we know all the benefits and we can't simply just quit it and leave all these good things behind. It's not possible. If we are numbing ourselves and we get less and less out of each piece of content, but we still need this thing, this self-improvement thing, then we need to do something about it. It's not as much about taking action, because everybody makes these videos that, hey, stop consuming self-improvement content. You need to take action. That's not really what this is about, because we are still taking action. It's just that the effects of that action and of the learning itself is no longer as substantial as it used to be. And we need to bring that back, because we need to get as much out of those hours we spend in front of our computers watching content, it's as much as possible out of the books we're reading, so that we can use our time efficiently. I especially feel that this is the case, that we're numbing ourselves when we've done the groundwork already. Because we have started to go to the gym, eating healthy, we're working on a business, we're doing these action-heavy things already. So we're in this period where we pretty much do all these things. There's not much to take action on, but it's much more to learn, to expand our knowledge. And that's a lot harder to take action on, and thus easier to numb yourself to self-improvement as you consume more and more and more, but there's less and less things to take action on. That's a part of the problem, I think. Let's say we're only watching one piece of video per week. So one video on self-improvement, and that's it. Surely that would have a lot more of an impact on you than if you were to watch a video every single day. And if you were watching like 4-5 videos a day that I used to do at some point, of course, the difference is going to be substantial. You're going to learn a lot more, and it's going to have a profound impact on you that one video you watch compared to the others. It's just that it's so hard to not watch this content, because, hey, why would we want to watch just one video a week? There's so much to learn. We have an endless amount of stuff to learn and do in this life. So it's very hard to balance consuming the right amount of content and consuming enough content to take us to the cap of our potential, to max out life. It's very hard balance to get right. The solution to this numbing, I believe, is to consume less content and to think more about and process the content more that we really care about. So if we have a subject and we really want to dig deep into it, let's say it's social skills, because that's what it currently is for me, then don't consume all of this other content. Just focus on that. Watch a few other videos, of course, but decrease the amount of content you consume and do more journaling sessions. So grab a book and just write down your thoughts on what you learn and help your brain process it. Because that way we can learn this a lot better, a lot faster than if we are to just get overwhelmed with such a huge amount of content. So to be selective what we choose to spend our time on, what we choose to let our brain process, and what our brain is gonna use to develop new ideas for us. And hey, Perhaps we just have to accept the fact that it's not going to be as exciting as it used to be. It's not going to be as fun to go through the books, to watch the videos, because we have taken ourselves to the next level. We're no longer a beginner at this. We have the foundation set. And now we just have to stick in the race to show up. And the rewards should be there for us. If we can create more excitement around this and make it more fun and interesting and be able to take more information out of the stuff we consume, then that is going to be great. But I do also believe that in part, we just have to accept that this has become less of the exciting thing we just found and obsess over, and more of a lifestyle, because that's really what this is about living a life the right way. It's going to take us to the position where we want to be. And if you want to be up here, to maximize your potential, to reclaim control in this life, then subscribe and like this video. To our potential, and with that, I'm leaving you.